the wall hangers for more bangers. But sometimes those bangers are very fucking expensive. Welcome to Top Shelf, mates. Oh, no, that is not center. That is not center whatsoever. Is that better? Only the highest of production values in this channel. You really gotta appreciate the framing. I've been a fan of BlazBlue, the fighting video game series, for a long time now. I think since the very day it was released in 2009. Played through the entire series, got confused as hell by the story, ended up looking very deep into it and completely fell in love. One of the best games ever made, period. And I suck at fighting games. Because I do not like fighting games, I like BlazBlue. But something that I haven't fully appreciated until very recently is the OST, the original soundtrack for the game. Something you younglings probably don't know is that this was composed by Daisuke. Yeah, the same guy from Guilty Gear. And although Guilty Gear's soundtrack is more listenable as normal music, I've always enjoyed BlazBlue's more. So I began my search for a complete edition of the OST. And from what I've seen, there's a million different ways to get this game OST, but none of them are complete. There's a bunch of very old CDs that I don't own. There's the interlude CDs, which are which new songs got added to which game. Centro Fiction was a new game, so we get to the interlude 3, where Celica was finally playable, so here's Celica's theme, where Naoto is playable, so here's Naoto's theme, 9 is playable, so here's her theme. Also Conciliation, the theme from S, that is just straight up drum and bass in an album full of rock, which makes no sense, but that's what makes it stand out. But again, these are not the complete soundtracks of the games. And then I also have this, which are the vocal versions of the OSTs that they paid a bunch of people to make vocals for, and the result is this. This is kind of the original soundtrack, but still, like, it's not a complete thing. So up until now I've just been collecting these CDs because slowly but surely I would get all of them right, and at that point, I would get the complete OST. And then I found out about this. What I was trying to do was looking for a digital version of the complete OST, and every time that I look for BlazBlue complete OST in YouTube, this is what I end up finding. What do you mean, sound complete box? I have never seen that before. But I see no info about this, I see nobody owning whatever this is. But okay, there we go, there it is. So this thing is real, and some people own it, and is clearly extremely rare, but I somehow managed to get one. And what can I tell you? This was not fucking cheap. Did I pay those prices? No, I didn't pay those prices. But let me tell you, it was close. But let's not cry over spilled dollar right now. So from what I've seen, this might be the first video on the internet of somebody actually showcasing this and unboxing it. And because of that, I'm gonna take my sweet time with it. This thing was announced at EVO 2019, so this means this thing is 7 years old, and it's been very well treated, to say the least. I bought this from a Japanese individual, and if a Japanese individual tells you that the thing is in very good plus status, it is not very good plus, it's near mint. Because can you even find any issues with it? Well, I did, but they are absolutely not important. There's a little imperfection there. There is some little bruising here, which is, yeah, you can see there. It's hard to see with this lighting. The most egregious one is probably that thing right there. But that's about it. This thing is as good as new. If only all of us were able to treat things this well. Absolutely beautiful artwork. Pop, you're about to fall in the boundary and discover the secrets of the universe. So what's inside this? A bunch of things, actually. So, what the fuck is this? Spoilers! This is very Japanese, and you have probably never seen something like this before. So, stay put, you'll see. It wouldn't be a collector's edition without outrageous amounts of unnecessary fan service, wouldn't it? So here is an absolutely stupid amount of posters? Yeah, there's not a better way to describe them. These are like mini posters. And it's also a very cool way to do a little journey through the entire saga, because this is from Calamity Trigger. This is from Calamity Trigger, and oh my god, I do feel old as fuck. I always hated this Ragnar design. But I do like Noel with the beret though. And you can clearly see the art style changing slowly with each entry, because Mori was polishing his craft. He was never a fighting games designer. The rest of the BlazBlue team were. He just wanted to make a visual novel, and he was the one to draw the characters from what I've read. So he slowly but surely got better and better and better at drawing them. And Chrono Phantasma has a bunch of these posters, not two of them. 1, 2... It's 3 of them now. So you can see Chrono Phantasma was important when it happened. This thing was huge. And there is one for Chrono Phantasma Extend 2, which... Why is there no Continuous If Extend? I don't know. And there it is. The big one. And this thing is absolutely beautiful. That's a very cool inclusion. I don't know what to do with them. I'm probably just gonna save them to keep them as mint as possible. And not because I'm gonna sell this. Oh no. Although, certainly more business oriented than me, certainly would, because BlazBlue is back in town now. So these things are gonna get silly fucking expensive. It wouldn't surprise me at all if this edition costs like close to $800 in a couple of years. Yeah, I'm not selling mine. There's also a little booklet with this. And it's a very useful one at that. Because it's not just the songs in its disc. There's also very tasteful artwork from its era. And if you understand Japanese, which I don't, I believe these are the lyrics for the songs that have lyrics on them. Yeah, look at that. That's the lyrics. Very cool Noel design. And I don't remember this Noel image? Is this from when she's melting into the Kusanagi? She looks like a baby, she's in fetal position. Very cool Tsubaki image. Ha! Oh, what a cool way to do this. All the lyrics in between and the two sides of Noel looking at each other. Again, this booklet is very, very tastily done. But that's not all there is to it. Extremely cool fucking art. Look at this. Oh my god, look at that. That's the two halves of Noel. That is very, very, very cool. I don't think I've seen a digital version of this image. I would love having this one. Dude, look how cool Naoto and Ragnar look. Relius Clover Yo-Yo Pose Jump Scare. And this is extremely useful because there's like 1,000,000 songs per character and per duel and thing. So this part of the booklet just tells you where each character song is in the compilation. So you can find all your songs of your favorite character this way. Why is there an Arakune section? Is this a fucking joke? I thought we all agreed that this guy isn't real. Dude, what a tasteful thing to do. to finish the booklet with this image. Thank you, Mori, you created a masterpiece, my guy. And also, pay attention to this artwork and this artwork. It will come back later. Now, the main course, the album, which, ho boy, this thing is abso-fucking-lutely huge. It is so huge that it doesn't fit here. Hell yeah! Do you know what opening this reminds me of? It's almost like having a triptych, like one of those Bosch paintings, Garden of Earthly Delights, but it's just pure weavery. You love to see it. So remember this thing that I told you to remember? Well, that looked pretty similar to the art that always pops up on the official Arc System Work uploads for the OST. And for the longest time I've been wondering, where the fuck does this art come from? Well, there you go. There it is. And it's not just this, by the way. This thing is just absolute fire. That is so fucking cool. Okay, we're almost done now. But at the beginning of the video I said something about, well, whatever this is. This is now the coolest thing in my entire collection. So I opened my newly arrived BlazBlue soundbox and this is the first thing that I see. And the first thing that pops into my head, it's like, oh, this is like a cassette or something. How cute! How cute that they would include a cassette with my BlazBlue OST. But it says nothing about cassette here. It says something about original playlist and it says something about a play button. And I don't know what a play button is. So I look it up and everything that pops up is just YouTube awards. So we clearly have to dig into this mystery. But then I turn it around and, oh, look at that. That is a bunch of songs from the most important characters in the game. So at this point I am expecting a cassette or a very weird audio format that I have never seen. And one of those two things was true. Yeah, so what is this? So this thingy is a pin with player buttons on it and a charging cable that uses a 3.5 jack for some reason. No, look at that. That is a jack. Huh. That's interesting. And thus my research into this thing begins. And what I find is so funny. This is a defunct format that was produced by a company called Playbutton from 2011 to 2018. The idea behind this company was doing, well, cool things for collectors. If you were an artist and you wanted to create a limited run or something like this, you could create mini music players that contain your album. There are two types of these bad boys and you can tell which one is which depending on whether the cable is black or white. If the cable is black, you have yourself a music player that you can fill with whatever you want. You can remove the music that's in it and just use whatever music you want. If the cable is white though, it's only for charging. So yeah, this is an MP3 player that contains this music on it. And yes, I have tried it, and yes, it works, and yes, I'm gonna show you. Let's plug this thing into them speakers. This is the first time that I'm gonna do this, by the way. Okay, let me... Okay, there we go. By the way, this thing is gonna play from the last moment that I was listening to, because it's not like you can reset the thing. I don't think so. Maybe you can though. Let's check it out. Yeah, so you know that this is for real. Look at that! Get them lights! The second one is Crystal Forest, so Celica's theme. Oh, hell yeah! Yo, what's that pin? Oh, this is BlazBlue's OST. Oh, you mean the cover art? No! The quality is so toasty, my guy, holy fuck! Tsubaki's theme is the third, damn! Yeah, what a weird order! I mean, Ragnar and Celica make a lot of sense together, you know, but Tsubaki next? You cannot see it, but I'm doing the air guitar right now. Yeah, so this thing that has been kept under a fucking box for like 7 years still works fine. Hopefully the battery doesn't implode anytime soon. This is great. I love this. And now, back to your regularly scheduled video. I know it would work, no issues whatsoever on my speakers because, well, they have an amplifier, right? But the first test that I did with this was using my Messe Alba. And this little thing can, surprisingly, power those bad boys up. The sound quality is so toasty though. This shit is 192 kilobytes per second. This thing came out in 2019, but it feels straight up from 2004 or something. But it is so cool! The novelty of plugging my high-end IMs into this thing, the fact that I'm listening to fire-ass music from this fucking pin, this thing made me feel like a child again. It was so cool. I'm not even kidding, the lower sound quality just added to the experience. The webpage for this company stopped existing in 2018, and this thing was announced in 2019. Which probably means that this was some of the last things they produced before they closed. So it's a miracle this even exists. Although I'm not gonna lie, I do not like this Ragnar artwork. I think it's hideous. Although the sword being his guitar is very cool. I will link both the webpage and the one video that exists on YouTube that I used to research this. Come on. There we go. And well, that is it. This might very well be the single rarest thing in my entire collection, and also the coolest collector's edition that I own. Was it super expensive? Yes. Was it the most expensive thing that I have in my collection? No. But this feels so premium, and I am extremely happy that I own this, and I am very happy to be able to share it with you. If you see this on eBay, now you actually know whether this would be worth for you or not. And again, especially keeping in mind that this will only get more expensive because BlazBlue is back, baby! So yeah, I'm now gonna take a couple of pictures so I can make a thumbnail for this. And this was the first episode in this new series where I show all of the unicorns. But I couldn't keep my trap shut about this, so we had to begin with it. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one, bye!